What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video we're going to talk about why we never give refunds in recruiting. Alright guys, I really appreciate you checking out this YouTube video. Hey, if you like what we talk about on this channel, recruiting, staffing, entrepreneurship, business, all of those things every single video, you should definitely be a part of my Facebook group, Six Figure Recruiters. Link in description. There's over 9,000 entrepreneurs and recruiters in the group where we discuss, collaborate, and basically just work together on all things business, entrepreneurship, and recruiting. With that said, let's jump right into the video about how we never give refunds in recruiting. So the number one thing you need to know about recruiting, first off, is it's a people business, meaning we basically broker people. It's like a real estate agent, not brokering a house to a person, but a company where you're brokering a person to the company, right? As recruiters, brokering people to other people, aka companies, right? We sign contracts with our clients that essentially say we're going to do three specific things. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to charge a percentage fee based on that person's salary they're going to earn at that job. So we hunt, we search, we find, we do everything in our power to find a particular candidate that fits the bill perfectly for that client. We do a ton of upfront work. So that means putting in dollars into ads. That means putting in your time, your sweat equity, everything that you've got to find the right candidate that you can present to your client that they can hire. The second thing that we do is we provide a guarantee period. The guarantee period is basically a time period. It's an insurance policy by which anywhere from day 1 to day 30, if that candidate quits or is fired for whatever reason, etc., you are there to replace that candidate with an equally or better candidate for the client. It's sort of like an insurance policy, like I said. Now, the third thing that you provide to your client is a certain net term collection date. That means how many days does it take for you to actually collect on your fee, right? Is it 14 days? Is it 30 days? Sometimes it's 7 days after you place the candidate. When are you going to get your money? So of those three elements for this particular video, I'm going to talk about that guarantee period, right? It might be 30 days, might be 45 days, whatever you negotiate with your client. If somebody gets fired or if somebody quits within that time period, you are on the hook. You are liable. You are contractually obligated to replace that position with someone that is equally qualified or even better qualified. Now, you should always have in your contract that we do this up to one time. So there's one replacement. It's not a revolving door. You don't get to fire people every day 29 if you have 30-day guarantees, and then you want to replace people every single month, right? That does not work. We do it up to one time, and that's in the contract, right? That's in the fine print. So a client can't get you for, one replacement, then a second replacement, and a third replacement. Trust me, I've made that mistake. Don't make that mistake. Put that in your contract. So let's get to the point here, right? Your guarantee is in place to reflect the concept that you don't refund money, right? So let's say you have 14-day net collection terms. That means after the start date of your candidate, you get paid on day 14, 2 weeks after they start. Perfect? Good. Okay, so once you get paid, you have another 2 weeks, if you have a 30-day guarantee, to make sure that that person stays on with your client. If for some reason they fall off, again, it's your contractual obligation to replace the position. That means replacing the position. It does not mean giving that money back. It does not mean giving your fee back. In the contract, it's stipulated that you are there as a recruiter. You are there to find another person up to one time, but you're there to find another person, not to take your money and give it back to the client and say, here we are, we're done, we're good, we're not going to work together anymore, I'm giving you a refund. We do not give refunds. If your client, for whatever reason, demands or declares that, oh, I should get a refund and I want a refund because your candidate fell off the wagon and I'm going to replace them myself, no can do. It's in the contract that you are there to replace that person, and that person is going to be replaced, and you're out of the game at that point. That's it. You cut ties and you're done, and you keep your fee. You don't give the fee back ever. One of the beauties of recruiting itself is that you're able to put up all this upfront work and do all of these other things on a contingent basis, meaning your client's not going to pay you a dime until they hire someone that they love that you specifically brought to them, right? Because you have an agreement that you signed where they're going to hire your person and your person becomes billable to you, meaning you're going to collect a fee for hiring them, for finding them, for doing all the upfront work I talked about, and that's that. So we don't do refunds. There's no refund policies. You shouldn't be putting any refund policies in your contracts whatsoever. It's always a replacement, not a refund, ever. To make absolutely certain that you absolutely never have to give a refund to a client, you should never anyways, but to make certain of this, you should stipulate a clause inside of your contract that states if the client is ever late on paying their fee, i.e. the due date on your terms, right? If it's due on the 15th of November, which is today, that means that you need to get paid today. And if it's tomorrow, that means they are quote unquote late by contract. Now, by being late by contract, you should stipulate that the guarantee period is null and void. That means you don't even have to go and replace the person if they quit or are fired. This is just one more way to protect yourself in your contract with your clients to make sure that you don't have to do the runaround and replace people left and right if they play games and fall off the wagon and quit left and right. You shouldn't be in that kind of industry anyways. You should find quality candidates that make sure that they stick on, but that's neither here nor there. You just don't want to be in a position where you're replacing in the first place, and you absolutely don't want to be in a position where you're ever asked for a refund, and you definitely don't ever want to give one. So I addressed this for a few reasons, right? A lot of people have always come to me with situations where clients ask for refunds. Oftentimes, clients are uneducated about recruitment and the process of recruitment and how we work. And for that reason, they'll ask for a refund because they just think that's how the world works. Because oftentimes, there's plenty of deals where, hey, I just get a refund if this doesn't work, right? That's not how recruiting works. Recruiting works where we place people, they stick, or we have to replace people and they stick and we're done. We're out of the game. I personally just think this is really, really important for you to always remember in your recruiting business that you never, ever give money back. We always deal with people, not money. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video or found any value here, go ahead and smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and hit the alert button so you know every single time I release a brand new video. Until then.